Well, Erik, how do you define a 401k? Talk me through this a little bit, because I know people are familiar with the term, but maybe not so familiar with what that really means.
Yeah, so a 401k is really a portion of the tax code, and 401ks were started back early 1980, and now it's really a popular way to save, potentially pre-tax. So you get to save now on taxes. It defers your earnings until you take it out. And the great thing about it is it's a set it and forget it kind of thing. Once you get it set up, you just need to check in on it, make sure you're in right investments and so forth.
Well, what are some of the advantages of having a 401k?
Well, an advantage, just like I mentioned, it's pretty easy to set up. It comes right out of your check. Another advantage is there typically are some investment choices, although limited. You can invest into the market, so that's good. There may be a matching program from the employer, so if you do receive a match, you want to make sure you take advantage of that. That's very important. And overall, it's just a way to help provide for yourself in the future.
Well, it sounds like there's a lot of advantages, but are there any disadvantages?
The disadvantages are there are limited choices often as it relates to investments. This is meant to be long term. So this is something that is not, you can access prior to 59 and a half or your retirement. You also want to see what the fees are inside there. You don't have a lot of control what the company is, but there could be some fees that maybe you pay higher fees. And there's some other ones, but those are the big disadvantages.
Well, then, looking at those advantages and disadvantages, is a 401k right for everyone?
It isn't not right for everyone. So an example is if they don't get a match, and maybe they qualify for an IRA, maybe an IRA is better for them. So what I don't do, Jackie, is say it's right for everyone. Savings is right for just about everyone, but the actual 401k may or may not be right, but you just don't want to overlook it. You want to make sure that you understand if it's right for you or not.
Well, according to Fidelity, 1/3 of employees contributing to a Fidelity 401k increased the amount they were saving by an average of 3%. And do you expect that to increase the amount that they're going to be saving?
Yeah, I do, because of a couple of reasons. One is that, more people are now more responsible for their financial future than ever. Pensions are going away, so people have to save if they want to retire someday. And so I see that continuing to increase. Plus, in my profession, we're continuing to educate people on the importance of saving and putting money aside for the future. So hopefully those combinations will be really beneficial going forward.
Well, we talked earlier about the 401k, the tax code, just being more familiar with what exactly is it. And so people might have also heard the term pre-tax and after-tax 401k. What are the differences there?
Yeah, so pre-tax is you get to deduct it, so when you put it in, it comes off of your taxes. That's pre-tax. Now a lot of 401ks have Roth after-tax options, which means you don't get to deduct it going in. It grows tax deferred, but when you take it out, it's tax-free. And Jackie, we always like tax-free. That is a good 2 words, tax-free.
You lit up when you talked about tax-free there, Erik. Well, then what is the benefits of having a fiduciary advisor kind of walk through individuals when talking about 401ks?
Yeah, fiduciary advisor like our firm, Hilltop Wealth Solutions, we by law must act in the best interest of the client. We don't sell products. We're really on the same side of the table as the client and want to be a true consultant to their financial situation.
Well, you always have a really great offer for our Hometown Living viewers. What are you bringing to the table this morning, Erik?
Yeah, so what we have is a retirement roadmap review. And Jackie, that's going to include taking a look at their retirement goals, a forward-looking tax plan, and their risk, assessing their risk, and to make sure everything's wrapped up. And what we do is we meet with the individual, we find out about their situation. There's no cost or obligation to put together a retirement roadmap review. And all they got to do is call that 574-212-0446. We'll schedule an introductory meeting and find out more about them, and we'll work on putting together that retirement roadmap review for them.
Well, Erik, thanks so much for joining us here again on Hometown Living to share that special offer as well as your valuable insight.
Thanks, Jackie.